Hi, and welcome to Digital Tech Reviews and Tips. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and taking a look at the new VideoMic NTG from Rode, as well as actually testing it out to see just how well it performs in actual day-to-day use. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with it, the VideoMic NTG is an on-camera shotgun microphone from Rode that is essentially 3 microphones in one. It retails for about $250, which, while no means cheap, is actually quite affordable considering how many ways you can potentially use this microphone. Taking a look at the box that it comes in, we can see that it's a pretty simple all-white box that is standard for Rode microphones, with the microphone pictured on the front there, and then on the side you have examples of how you can use it, as well as some of the basic specs that the microphone has, and of course the included accessories at the bottom there. But before we get too far into the details of this microphone, let's just actually go ahead and unbox the thing. So I'll slide out the packaging there, and the first thing we can see is the back of the microphone exposed, which I'll gently pull out so we can get a good look at it. And it's definitely bigger than some of the dedicated on-camera microphones Rode makes, but also smaller than the shotgun ones, so pretty nice size. Next up is the TRS and TRRS 3.5mm jack there for connecting smartphone or your camera. We can just chuck this aside. Don't eat that. And then, of course, you do get a quick start guide, which I actually found was pretty comprehensive and walks you through the various setups and ways you can use this microphone. Finally, the last thing we're going to get in the box here is, of course, the included USB cable for charging the microphone as well as connecting it to your computer. I do kind of wish Rode had gone with USB-C to USB-C, but a lot of people out there still do have the older USB Type A ports on their computer, so I understand why Rode went with this option. Now let's push all the packaging aside so we can actually take a closer look at the microphone itself. Picking up the VideoMic NTG, the first thing is that it definitely does have some heft to it. It feels kind of like one of their shotgun microphones, but only half the length. On the bottom of the microphone here at the front, you get some buttons that you wouldn't see on their shotgun microphones though. Of course, you get a power button, but you also get 2 multi-function buttons, which include a -20 decibel pad, your bass roll-off, treble boost, and even a safety channel function. For ports, you get your 3.5mm jack on one side and your USB Type-C on the other. And finally, of course, you get your gain knob there at the bottom, which is kind of arbitrarily numbered from 1 to 15. Now, you're going to have this kind of towards the higher end if you're using it recording to a camera, so you can override your camera's built-in preamps. But of course, if you're plugged into a USB setup, recording on your computer, it's pretty much adjustable to anything that you want. Speaking of which, one of the big differences about this microphone is the fact that since it is digital, it actually runs onboard software, which from time to time will receive an upgrade or just some improvements via a software update. So before you head out and start using the microphone for the first time, the first thing I would recommend is that you go over to Rode's website, head down to the bottom of the VideoMic NTG page, and actually download their software updater, which is a very simple, straightforward application, which will walk you through the steps of checking to see if there is an update for your microphone, and if there is, it will install it very quickly, so quickly I don't even have to fast forward. Boom, it's basically done, and then you'll be all good to head out into the field and start recording with your Rode mic. So let's actually do just that right now. I'll be going out testing out the Rode VideoMic NTG and comparing it to some of the other Rode microphones that I have. So here I am outside testing the audio quality of the Rode VideoMic NTG. Now there's gentle breeze every once in a while, which will be a decent test for the included windscreen. And there are actually some cars driving around behind this camera, which will test the backward noise cancellation of the microphone. Now the audio is currently being recorded internally by my camera, which, to be honest, this is how most people are going to be using this microphone in their average day-to-day use. So yeah, this is how I'm testing it right now. However, I did actually turn down my internal camera's preamps to literally the lowest it could go at 1, and turn up the VideoMic NTG's preamps to about 13 or 14. So it would be using the good preamps that Rode puts in, and not using the ones, Sony, bless your heart, but not the best preamps in the cameras most likely. So yeah, if all goes well, this should sound pretty crisp, pretty clear. I'm about 3 to 4 feet from the camera right now. Gentle breeze blowing in from this side, but yeah, let's hope that sounds pretty good. I'm not listening to it, testing it right now, but anyways, now I'm going to move on to comparing this microphone to some of the other microphones that Rode offers. The first being the Rode VideoMicro, which is the cheap one, And then it's going to be the Rode NTG2, which is their more expensive shotgun microphone. Well, you know, kind of a pro setting over here with the shotgun microphone to a really beginner setup with that $80 VideoMicro. So let's cut to that. First off here we have the Rode VideoMicro. This is Rode's $80 microphone, which is very small, very compact. Honestly, pretty good quality for its size and price, but hopefully not going to be as good as the Rode VideoMic NTG because, yeah, it's about 3 times less expensive and, you know, isn't powered and stuff like that. So yeah, here's me walking back a little bit to about 10 feet away from the microphone and camera, walking forward a little bit here, about 3 or 4 feet, over to the side a bit, and over to this side, testing out the range and directness of this microphone. This is the Rode VideoMic NTG. I can walk back a couple more steps here, and, you know, about 7-8 feet from the camera, maybe 10. Walk forward a little bit, get a little closer, talk like that, maybe go off to the side a little bit here, and then off to the side a little bit here. And finally here, I'm recording using the Rode NTG2 shotgun microphone. Right off the bat, this is getting a huge advantage by the fact that it's recording externally to my Tascam, which is 24-bit wave audio. So if the VideoMic NTG is anywhere near the NTG2, this will be a very impressive feat. And really goes to show how good this new microphone is by Rode. So let me back up a bit, testing the audio quality. I'm about 10 feet away or so, and then I'll step up a little closer, 3 to 4 feet away here, get intimate, and then I'll move to the side here and test the directionalness. Now it's going to be probably a lot more with this microphone because that's what shotgun microphones are supposed to do, but we'll kind of see how it compares, of course, to the VideoMic NTG. Due to the portability yet quality of the Rode VideoMic NTG, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be popular among vloggers. So because of that, I am now vlogging. Yeah, welcome to my vlog. But basically this is just to test out the audio quality in this setting, which would be the directionalness of this microphone, and of course that shock mount, which Rode includes. So hopefully if I'm shaking the camera around a little bit, it's still getting pretty good quality, and you can pick up my voice. And if there's people walking by over there, hopefully that you don't hear them much and you actually still hear me talking nice, crisp, and clearly the way you want to do in a vlog. So hopefully that sounds good, and that's going to end the vlog for now. So now that I'm back in my studio again, of course recording audio still on the Rode VideoMic NTG, but I actually wanted to take some time to test out the built-in settings Rode includes with this microphone. Now, if you've used any on-camera microphones before, even ones not by Rode, you've probably run into them and are a bit familiar with these. It's essentially a high-pass filter, which for this microphone is 75 Hertz and 150 Hertz. That's, you know, to knock off any of those lower frequencies like a machinery, air conditioner, etc. that might interfere with your recording. You also get a high frequency boost or a treble boost that basically is if you want to, you know, improve the clarity of speaking, singing, musical instruments, anything in that upper area above around like 1000 Hertz, I think, that will, you know, is generally what you're going to be recording. And then finally you get a negative 20 decibel pad, which is if you know you're going to encounter some super loud noises all of a sudden, you can flick that on quickly so that your audio won't peak and you won't destroy your recording. So yeah, let's just quickly take a second to test those out now. First here is your 75 Hertz high pass filter. Probably don't hear much of a difference, honestly. There wasn't anything really humming around, but maybe you hear a little bit difference in the bottom end of my voice, a little less bass. So that's again your 75 Hertz high pass filter. Now here using your 150 Hertz high pass filter, this one you probably might notice a little bit more cutting again into the bottom of my voice. And if there was any rumbling going on, this would take that out even more, like traffic in the background or something like that. Here is the high frequency boost actually. Hopefully I'm not peaking now because it's bringing up my voice, and any other sounds like that would probably be a little bit louder now or something like that. But yeah, this is testing that out. Definitely probably brought up the audio volume, but Otherwise, nothing really much noticeable here. Finally here, this is the negative 20 decibel pad. I'm imagining there's captions right now here because the audio was so low that you most likely couldn't hear what I'm saying, but that's really the point of this setting. You wouldn't usually use it in this type of environment or this setup, but yeah, you get what it does. Back to normal now with all the different settings turned off. Before we move on, there is actually one final feature I want to test out that I personally think is one of the more unique ones that Rode included in this microphone, and that is the safety channel setting. What this does is it takes your two audio channels that you'd normally record to, usually left or right or just 1 and 2, and instead of recording the same exact thing to both channels, it's actually going to record one channel normally and then record the other channel at 20 decibels lower. Now, this usually isn't helpful in most settings, but if you're recording, run and gun stuff or some other thing where you don't really know what noise levels to expect, this is really helpful because if you encounter something that's all of a sudden extremely loud, like a jet engine or someone with a chainsaw, well, watch out for guys with chainsaws. But if you do encounter that, you'll at least be able to have good audio because while your normal channel might actually peak, you'll have that safety channel which you can go in and post and cut in where it peaks, bring it up, level the audios so they're about normal, and yeah, you will just be like you had someone monitoring that audio perfectly. So this is really a unique setting that I think this microphone includes and could potentially save you from having to just deal with some horribly distorted and clipped audio. So taking a second to test out that safety channel, I can talk quietly like this, and the regular channel will be perfectly fine. But if I start talking louder like this, and it would peak that channel, I can switch over to the safety channel, and yeah, we got good clean audio. Even though I'm yelling, I'm trying to push my voice right now pretty hard, and it's pretty awful. But the audio at least is going to be very clear, very crisp, and no distortion whatsoever on the top end. So that's the use of the safety channel, guys. So you can get your ASMR and also get angry on camera without having to touch the settings possibly. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up the video for today, but before I do leave, I want to do a quick test of how the VideoMic NTG performs when recording in a studio for podcasting, voiceovers, or other stuff like that. And well, what do you know? I'm actually recording this voiceover right now on the VideoMic NTG. What a coincidence. So if you thought that this sounded particularly good here, or if it sounds bad, well, that's because of the VideoMic NTG. And if you want to compare it to another microphone that Rode makes, I recorded the voiceover at the beginning of this video using the Rode NT1, which is their more vocal style microphone. So that will give you a good idea of just how good or bad this microphone is, and hopefully will help inform your future purchasing decisions. If you are still watching, thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Please leave a like down below and consider subscribing if you want to be notified about future videos I may put out on the VideoMic NTG or other Rode microphones. If you do have a question about this microphone, don't hesitate to just chuck it down in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can with some sort of answer, or maybe just a deeper question, helping you examine life if that's what you want. But that is really it for today now, so thank you very much for watching, and as always, peace out. Bye.